call you," replied the rat as he slammed the grated steel door in my face and walked off. Unlucky, I thought. So damned unlucky. Now I was going to have to sit in the game, just waiting. Whatever was going on, I figured if they were planning to keep me here for a long time, they'd at least have told me that. This was a game, after all, not the real world where it was possible for them to shut you in a room and forget about you for a day. I wanted to pull out my tablet, so I could at least do something productive while I waited, but my inventory wouldn't open. Access to one's inventory and weapons is prohibited in this location. Each prisoner has the right to one personal message via general post and a portion of gruel from our head chef, Ulf Ratcatcher. Your respawn point is temporarily set to your room. Damn it! You can't even use the time productively. I'd been hoping to touch base with Boris or Artyom about my imprisonment. Of course, I could leave the game and check the web for some info, but then I might miss my trial. Well, it isn't every day you get to spend time in jail, I thought as I checked out my room. That, I suppose, I was glad about. One time was enough for me. This tiny room with no doors or windows reminded me more of a big stone bag than a room. Even my tablet didn't work here. This sucked. I pressed myself against the steel grate and peered out into the corridor. All the neighboring rooms were occupied by other players, mainly humans, but there were also some elves and orcs, along with some little halflings. "Hey, guys, how can I find out how long I'm in for?" I yelled out. "Check your system communication, noob," I heard a hoarse male voice echo. "You're the noob. There's no system communication." "Then in about 10 minutes you'll go to your trial," said the man in the cell opposite, who was sitting with his side facing me. Despite his pretty respectable level 96, he looked like your average drifter. Armor of very dubious quality, plus he was missing one of his arms. This was the first player I'd seen who'd been mutilated. After all, it was practically impossible for that to happen in a battle. The developers had tried hard to keep people safe psychologically. However, having to live with battle wounds was one of the cruelest types of curses the gods could send. Where this was concerned, players' mental health seemed not to get taken into account. And even respawning didn't get rid of mutilations in such cases. I couldn't imagine how that guy must have been feeling just then. After all, the capsule would have to transmit the feeling of having had an arm chopped off. I mean, it was either there or it wasn't. "What happened to your arm?" I couldn't resist asking. After all, it was a perfectly understandable question, however unpleasant it was. "I lost it," the player answered laconically, turning toward me. It turned out that the loss of his arm wasn't his only disfigurement. When he turned, I saw that the right half of his face had been burned almost down to the bone. At first he seemed to be a man of about my age, but now I could see that he was quite a bit younger than me. He was 20 at most, but the list of achievements in his info would have been enough for a whole lifetime, and quite a busy one at that. Wunderkind, Life of the Party, Schemer, Able Archer Level 4, David and Goliath Level 2, Killer of Dark Elves, Clan Creator, Imperial Enemy, Personal Enemy of the God. "What about your face?" I continued the conversation. "I lost my face, too," he snickered ruefully. "In all the ways that can happen." I felt like I'd found an interesting conversation partner here, so I dug into him like a tick into a deer. "So, how'd you end up here?" "We don't ask that question here," someone yelled out. "You've been watching too many movies," some girl shouted in response. "Tell us, man, how did you end up here?" I was wondering, too. By the way, the guy had a funny nickname as well, Angel 13. His name didn't jive too well with his appearance. Then again, how he might have looked before was anyone's guess. "Leave him alone," said the halfling in the cell next to Angel 13. "He lost his clan yesterday and got an indefinitely long curse from the god of war. That's why he looks like just a chopped-off hunk of a person." Indefinitely long? So he was going to be without his arm forever? No way! And here I'd been complaining about the little handicaps that Elenia...